A very warm welcome back to TED Talks and Bowen's Garage. I hope you're all doing very well. Now it's Tuesday morning, it's rainy, it's windy, it's quite bleak, and I have come on here to have a little rant, which I don't do very often. It's not my sort of thing, but I had a situation over the weekend that frustrated me a little bit, and I just wanted to come on here and tell you guys all about it. I think the YouTube algorithm quite likes people having a moan and a whinge, especially in the motor trade, so I'm going to do just that. I'm not going to be quite as aggressive as some people's videos are, but I just thought I'd tell you the story and then you guys can jump in the comments and let me know if you think I was being out of order, or let me know if you agree with what I sort of said. So, as a lot of you will know, we are not physically on site on weekends. So we operate Monday to Friday on site. We're here in Ross every day. We do appointments in Hereford. And we're appointment only as a business in general, and that's plastered everywhere. All our adverts, all our website, car sales is very much appointment only. So weekends we tend to have with our family, doing our own thing, but we always answer the phone, we always respond to inquiries, emails, and that sort of thing. So we're active within the business, just not physically here on site, annoying people, essentially. We used to work 7 days a week, like most people did when they first started in the trade. We then went down to 6 days a week, and then since COVID, or just after COVID really, we have now gone to 5 days a week. Now we do appointments early in the morning. So for example, Dad had an appointment in Hereford at 8:15 on Monday morning, and we do appointments later in the evening. We've got undercover lit viewings at both our sites. So we'll quite often do an appointment at 5:30, 6 o'clock at night, because we understand people work, and it then allows us to have our weekends with our family. I've got a young family, you know, Dad is past 60 now and obviously doesn't want to be working 7 days a week. We do quite a lot of business on the weekends. We take quite a lot of reservations, and we do deal with quite a few inquiries, hopefully. But I had a call on Saturday morning, and it was from a lady who had spotted a car, I assume, on our website, or she'd been told about the car. So it was a Ford B-Max. It's on the website if you want to have a look. It's a silver one, it's a 1.4 petrol, and it's £5,750. The price is irrelevant, but that's what it is. So I had a call, 9:30 in the morning, and on Saturday I was at home, my wife was at the gym, my little man was with me, and running around causing chaos, what 3-year-olds do. And she rang and she said she would like to view Ford B-Max in our Hereford site that morning. And I explained exactly as I've just explained to you guys. We're not physically on site on weekends. The sites are accessible, so that's another thing we very often say. Both sites are totally accessible. So customers are welcome to walk around until their heart's content on the weekends. They've all got detailed spec sheets in the windows. We make it really as easy for customers to view the cars on the weekends without us actually being here. And I explained all this to the lady, and she said that she thought it was absolutely ridiculous as a car sales business that we weren't open on a weekend. Absolutely ridiculous. And then she said, well, it's the same for estate agents. She thinks it's absolutely ridiculous that they don't open on weekends as well. And she said, don't you people realise that people work in the week? Yes, I do, and that's why we open earlier, later. We also work in the week, 5 days a week, so it's not like we're having the whole week off and then decide to have the weekends off as well. We also work full time. I'm out of the house 12 hours a day, Monday to Friday. So, you know, I'm doing a 60-hour week without being at work on a Saturday and a Sunday. And she just really wasn't happy, is the truth. And we'd been having, you know, times are a little bit tough in the trade at the moment, and my patience probably isn't quite as long as it once was. we'd had a long week. I'm quite a mild-mannered, mellow person, but I think it was the way that it came across. It just really frustrated me. And I used the famous saying, which is, and you know shit is going to hit the fan when you say, with all due respect. And I had to say, with all due respect. And then I didn't unleash, I just explained in the way I've just explained to you guys exactly why we don't work 7 days a week. And I've got a young family. I want to spend time with him. I want to spend time with my friends. I want to have some social life. This business is very, very consuming. Anyone who, not just in car sales, by the way, anyone who has their own business, it is extremely consuming. So even when you're not thinking about it, you're thinking about it. Even when you're on holiday, you're still checking your phone. You're still seeing what's going on. You can't not think about it when it's your own business. Not just because of our own livelihoods, but obviously we've got the livelihoods of, there's 10 of us here altogether, so we've got 10 families that we are looking after. So you can't just switch off. And she just rubbed me up the wrong way, is the truth of it. So I said, with all due respect, we're not going to open on a Saturday. The car is accessible, and you know, it's got all the information you could need. Go and have a look at the car. If you'd like to take it any further, give us a call and we'll book you in for an appointment as early or as late in the evening as you want. Monday to Friday, that's absolutely fine. And she then said, well, what colour is the car? I thought, well, 5 minutes ago you wanted me to come and show you it for a test drive on a Saturday morning. You were very put out that I wouldn't do that, but you don't even know the colour of the car. And then she said, well, what engine's in it? So the advert is there. We cannot make it any simpler for customers, in my opinion. Let me know if we can, but there are between 70 and 90 pictures of each car. There is a 5 or 6 minute detailed walk around video of every car. There is also a TikTok, an Instagram and Facebook short video of every car. The insurance group is there, the road tax is there, the engine size is there, the fuel consumption is there, all the specification is there. And if you do turn up on the site and you don't use the internet, which I fully appreciate people don't, there is also a very detailed spec sheet in the window of every car. So I don't know how much more simple we can make it. However, this lady had rung, was very put out that I wouldn't cancel my plans for the day, to then go over there, and she didn't know what colour the car was, what engine size the car was. So she didn't really know the car that she wanted to look at. So I can almost guarantee, and I can't say 100%, but I can almost guarantee that she would have come in, seen the car, and not bought the car. And then I'd have wasted half of my Saturday, which I could have had with my son and done whatever. What we would have done is not really the point. But I just felt that it was a little bit, she was quite aggressive initially. Now, to be fair, towards the end of the conversation, she calmed down. I think because I put it across fairly bluntly. Politely, I'm always polite. Put it across fairly bluntly why I wasn't prepared to go in on a weekend. And she was okay towards the end. But the customers, on the flip side, so I'd come off the phone with this lady, and I had another call about 15 minutes later on a different car, a Vauxhall Viva, which, if you've seen the weekly video, just arrived at the end of last week, Friday afternoon, so we haven't touched it. But obviously it's advertised with the auction pictures and whatever. And a gentleman rang from Abergavenny and said, could we pop over today and have a look at the car? What time are you open till? I explained exactly in the same way as I had to the previous lady. And she said, I said, you know, it's not mechanically ready yet, we haven't balloted it yet. And so on. He said, that is absolutely no problem at all. He said, you've got my details, we'd like to come and have a look at it, get it valeted, get it sorted, give me a call, we'll come the next day. Two very different types of customers within a 15-minute period, and it makes you, it's the highs and lows of this job. So it's Tuesday now, the Viva is being valeted. Lee came and took a dent out of it yesterday. I'll ring the guy this afternoon and say, look, it's ready to come and view. Come and view it on Wednesday or Thursday. We'll book you in. We can do morning, later if you're working, no problem at all. And hopefully we can do a deal on that car. And that's the sort of customer that we want. Whereas somebody who rings up on a Saturday morning is very angry that I can't see her immediately, but doesn't even know the colour or the engine size of the car, just initially, it just rubs us up. We are humans as well. We do need to have a life. Just because we are car dealers, so immediately we're tarnished with a brush that, we're evil and money grabbers and ripping people off and blah, blah, blah. We're not. And nor are 95% of other car dealers. We're just genuinely trying to make a living for our family. So anyway, that is my little rant. There'll be another rant to come on an email I had from Auto Trader, and look, we all had from Auto Trader yesterday. That'll be a separate video. I'm just feeling quite ranty at the start of the month. But let me know your thoughts. Did I handle it in the right way? I understand some people will think it's crazy that we don't work on weekends as car dealers, because in the past that was always the time where people sold cars. But it's not like that anymore now. I could sit here all day on a Saturday for 8 hours after working all week, 12 hours out of the house every day. I could sit here for 8 hours and I might see one person. They're probably walking their dog and having a scoot around. Car dealers don't need to be open 6-7 days a week anymore. Everything is online. People can do as much research as you can possibly do to get yourself, up to date with the car you're looking at. So that's my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Would you be cheesed off if I said, no, you can't come and see a car on a weekend? Yes, we probably do lose a few deals a year for not opening on a weekend. But those few deals, to me and for Dad, are not worth the extra. When you're starting the business up, you need to work every hour under the sun. You're trying to make the business a success. You're trying to make it a stable business. I didn't have a family. I was young. Working 7 days a week was no problem at all. It's very different now. We're very fortunate in the fact that we don't have to work 7 days a week, and we're not still chasing. We're very fortunate, for that. But I just think people need to be a little bit more reasonable and understand that we are humans too, and we do have families, and we love selling cars, and this is our livelihood, and we're very passionate about it, but we do need a break. Anyway, that's enough of me dribbling on. I'd better go and do some actual work. But thank you for joining me. If you have enjoyed this little rant, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share it to all your mates, jump in the comments, and we'll see you very soon. Thank you for watching.